Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the energies and predictions for the sign of Scorpio for the rest of July. Now, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. All right, Scorpio, let's go ahead and take a look at this mid-July update for you. Do hope things are going well. Hope things are good for you as always, Scorpio. Hope you're out there enjoying the month of July. All right. We'll go ahead and get all the cards out, get everything set up and in view, and then we'll get right into it for you. Okay. And I think that's looking just about good enough to me for right now. All right. Energy on the bottom, you do have the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a nice card to find in the tarot. Definitely like to see this for you here on the bottom. Knight of Wands, it's, this energy of feeling inspired, feeling excited. And there could be an event that happens for you in your situation here as we close out, or as we are at the midway point here in July, that really inspires you to go somewhere, do something. I always like to say the Knight of Wands is like this card of living an epic life, right? You could think like living life on your terms or doing things on your terms. I always think of like the Knight of Wands as being somebody who would do van life, who would like, renovate a van and live in a van and, live in a van down by the river, or be like a digital nomad, or do something like maybe unconventional, or non-traditional. That could be the Knight of Wands. On another level, it just may mean that some of you are feeling really energized and inspired to do something. I also see the Knight of Wands come forward. There are a number of things, but I also see the Knight of Wands come forward when people are ready to move residence as well, change their home, go on a big trip. The Knight of Wands in a business reading is also like the Jack of all trades in the tarot. So yeah, it's an overall really good energy that I love to find for people in readings. I do see that there is a business situation for some of you here showing up. You have a very, very positive reading here. Yeah, there's like a business situation that's potentially showing up. I think some of you are going to go down the unbeaten path. Like you're going to take a path that's maybe non-traditional here in your situation, potentially. I could see that. I would not be surprised to see that here during this period of time. So let's go ahead and dive in. I will say in the middle here, you do have the Four of Pentacles combined with the Hanged Man, which we'll get into. Some of you are a little bit hesitant about taking this step or taking this leap, or even if there is an event that's coming in here with this Knight of Wands on the bottom, some of you may approach it from a place of hesitancy, or maybe even a little bit, I'm getting the word suspicion might be coming in for some of you. And I think that that's like a normal thing, because yeah, it seems like you're kind of at this like, I think that's a normal thing when you're ready to make a change, or when something comes in that you're not expecting. This person's holding onto the pentacle very tightly here. And so it can say that it could be this idea of being hesitant to let go of a pentacle, or to let go generally here as well. The Four of Pentacles, it may also indicate that some of you are building like a savings plan, or some of you are like looking at your savings. Some of you are maybe budgeting, planning, preparing for something as well. Could be showing up in this period of time. So definitely not a bad thing. Definitely not a bad thing. Let's go ahead and dive into the first column here. So you have the Hanged Man, the Empress, and the King of Cups. So yeah, Hanged Man, Four of Pentacles, this is not really an energy of action. It's different than the Knight of Wands, which may inspire you to take some interesting sort of step forward or do an action. The Hanged Man is sort of like, I always like to say, suspended in air. They're kind of in a period of limbo or wait and see in their situation. They're really on the edge of embracing a major transformation in their life, because the card that comes after the Hanged Man is the Death card, but they're not there yet, right? They're not there yet. So some of you may just be in a period of contemplation, okay? I think that some of you are ready to make like a really, really exciting change, or there's something that's happening in your situation that feels really, really exciting for you. And I think some of you are just taking time to contemplate it. I will also say that, if you flip the Hanged Man upside down, the Hanged Man views the world in an alternative way. And I think that this is probably something that you are also considering or contemplating. Like, what if I do this thing, right? Like, what if I make this change that maybe other people don't do? What if I do live in a van, or what if I do start a YouTube channel and become a full-time YouTuber, or what if I do something completely different that is against the norm, and that is kind of like alternative, right? Some of you, I think, are looking at this here. You then have the Empress card. The Empress card is a card of abundance in the tarot, and it says that there is sort of fertile ground for you to sort of birth something. Like, the Empress can indicate fertility, birthing, all of these sorts of things. And it's not just like in terms of bringing a new person into the world, but also this idea of, if you want to plant a seed, the Empress is the card you want to get, because it says that that seed can blossom and bloom into something huge for you. So it's a nice card of abundance here for sure. You also see the Venus symbol on the heart-shaped rock. The Empress is associated with the planet Venus, and Venus can be actually a wealth planet. It can also be many times like a relationship or a love planet, but this is definitely a positive sign when you get the Empress here. I think like intuitively, that there's something that is that's showing up for you, that's shifting for you here during this period of time. You then have the King of Cups. Speaking of knowing, the King of Cups is somebody much like the Queen of Cups who has a strong feeling, a gut feeling, an intuition. The King of Cups is also very capable of handling like emotional storms, or if there's a lot going on, like emotionally, mentally, the King of Cups is stable through a period of instability. Okay, so this is something like you may be very capable of centering yourself or grounding yourself, Scorpio. This may be an attribute that you have when you get this King of Cups energy. I would also pay attention to dreams. There are a couple of cards that I see connected to, like, your dreams may be telling you something. This could be the King of Cups for you. Now, in the middle here, you do have the Sun, the Four of Pentacles, and the Strength card. Sun, Four of Pentacles, and the Strength card. Amazing. So the Sun is the best card to find in a tarot reading. It can really indicate vitality, energy, but more importantly, happiness. It's the best card, it's the happiest card in the tarot, and it can bring about success. I would say that this idea of contemplation here with the Hanged Man and the Four of Pentacles, whatever you're contemplating, this will be made very obvious to you, because the Sun, if there's something you're in the dark around, the Sun exposes that. The Sun represents the truth as well. So if you're looking for the truth, the Sun is the card you want to find. It really is the card you want to find, okay? So some of you may even be resonating with that as well, right? So you like to see that for sure. And connected to this, with this Four of Pentacles, is there something that you have to let go of? The Hanged Man, the Four of Pentacles, can indicate resistance in some way, right? This idea of wait and see, hesitancy, limbo, maybe even resistance in embracing something or letting go of something. Maybe at this time you are releasing, you're releasing something here from your situation. Yeah, with that Four of Pentacles energy. Now, the Strength card is definitely an energy of willpower and drive and determination, power, confidence. You actually have four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 major signs of confidence here in the tarot. But more like definitely the Sun and the Strength card. These are very, very confident energies that you can find. So I think that maybe some of you just feel like you need to gather a little bit of data or find a little bit of information before you can confidently take a step towards something, which again, I think is like a really rational way of looking at your situation here as well. I would also say that if you feel strongly about what's coming forward for you, this is a great time to stick to that. Okay, with the Strength card. The Strength card this person is courageous, right? They've tamed a lion, right? Not many people can do that. They also have the infinity symbol above their head, indicating that they have an infinite amount of power at this time to continue with what they are doing and to overcome any challenges or obstacles that may be in front of them. And so you could be taking on this sort of manifestation for yourself here as well, which is nice. Lastly, you have the Hermit, the King of Wands, and the Hierophant. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 major arcanas. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. Okay, 5 major arcanas. Big theme. This is a super, super positive reading for you, okay? It is important that we clarify, but I really like what's happening here. The Hermit, it may suggest that some of you want a little bit of alone time, okay? Some of you may want to spend time on your own for whatever reason, and it may indicate like a period of isolation, so to speak, in your situation. But more so, like this period of isolation is about soul searching. Okay, it's about seeking the answers, finding wisdom that you need to find. This idea of the Hanged Man, the Four of Pentacles, and the Hermit is, I see you very strongly thinking about where you want to be going, thinking about how you want this to look, or how you want something to look here. And yeah, it seems to be there's a nice period of like sort of soul searching and finding the answers, creating the wisdom you need to create here during this period of time. You then have the King of Wands, which is the classic entrepreneur in the tarot, and the King of Wands is all about really being successful in business, but it may indicate that some of you here with this King of Wands and this Knight of Wands, some of you may, going back to this idea of like going against the grain or breaking tradition, you have that here with this King of Wands, right? And the Knight of Wands, but also because the Hierophant, it indicates tradition in the tarot. So I see you, particularly as it relates to business or even finance here, as you have the Four of Pentacles, the Empress, the King of Wands. I see you doing something different, okay? And really giving this like a hard think, so to speak, on how is this going to look? How is this going to play out for me? I think that you'll have a good amount of success here. You also have the Hierophant in the, which can also relate to marriage for some of you. Now, with the Empress and the Hierophant, maybe there is something connected to marriage here as well, but we'll have to get some clarifications on that. I think this is more so, you've got the classic entrepreneur, you have the Jack of all trades with the Knight of Wands. It seems like maybe, I'm getting the story, maybe like, if you're currently working, I don't know, like in a field, like for example, let's say you're a web developer and you may decide to start your own web development agency or whatever the case may be, right? Like something that is breaking you away from like a traditional employment scenario, something like this might be showing up and you're thinking about, does this work for me? That's just an example. You can fit it into your own situation here. All right, let's move into the clarifications portion of this reading. We'll start off by pulling some oracle cards for you here, Scorpio. Okay. And let's also take this one. All right. Energy on the bottom. Perfect timing. All right, I like this wait and see for you. Okay, Hanged Man, Four of Pentacles. Sometimes we do just have to allow ourselves to work with divine timing. And yeah, I like this idea of perfect timing for you. Also, it's like not a great part of the month to sort of try to push something because of the astrology. We do have a retrograde on the 18th of July. Just heads up if you haven't been watching my other readings. It doesn't mean that you can't do anything. In fact, you will have to inevitably do things during retros, but don't stress about it. But it's not a great time to sort of force something, which it doesn't seem like you're doing. You have success, peaceful resolution. As I said here, with this success energy, I see this all over the board for you with the Sun, the King of Wands, Strength, Knight of Wands. Oop. You have within the next few weeks, yeah, it seems like, which is exactly the timeline we're looking at for you here. And then we have Trust, as well as there's something better. You know that whatever it is that you're doing right now, there is something better on the other side. And I feel like some of you just some of you may just feel like you want to feel alive right now. Like, I'm getting this idea, maybe you've been like in an office and you just same old Monday through Friday, same old, 9 to 5, like looking to just change something up or shift something up for you here at this time. So I really like this. Why don't we go ahead and let's take a look at clarifying the tarot cards here. And yeah, we'll see what's in the tarot clarifications for you. All right. Scorpio, what an amazing energy here. Okay, you do have the Six of Cups. You have the Ten of Swords. And the Page of Cups. You know, it is possible here. Six of Cups is one of my retrograde cards as well. But beyond that, right? Beyond that, it is possible that you've thought about doing this thing that I'm talking about for a while. You know, the Six of Cups, it represents the past, reminiscence on something as well, or reminiscing on something. It represents the past in this case. With the Hanged Man, you've thought about doing this for a while. And what I would say is like, I'll just give you this nice little piece of wisdom. You know, I don't even know where this is from, but you know, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. And you know, at a certain point, it's like, you know, yes, wait for divine timing, maybe with the perfect timing, but you will have to initiate this eventually, right? So maybe thinking about how that looks for you. You know, how does that look for you? And I think that this is, you know, this has been long in the making with that Six of Cups and the Hanged Man. Ten of Swords with the Empress. I think that some of you maybe feel like you can't. I'm getting this energy of like imposter syndrome, okay? Maybe some of you are rejecting your ability to do this, but the cards would suggest completely otherwise, that you are absolutely capable of doing something that's a little different, a little against the grain, you know? With that Ten of Swords and the Empress, I think that there's a real option for you. It could just very clearly also be that there is a work or employment situation that you are choosing to end. King of Cups and the Page of Cups. You have this dream, you know, you have a real dream that you want to see actualize or manifest for yourself here. You may feel really happy in this pursuit as well. The Page of Cups and the King of Cups is about, it can represent happiness or offers of happiness, offers of love. I will say there is something in the relationship front that's happening here. We'll try to get more details on that, but some of you just may feel very happy, you know, as you pursue this, this alternative path for yourself. You have the Three of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Chariot. Okay, well, if it wasn't clear before, you know, the cards here are absolutely suggesting, Scorpio, that you are a person of talent. You're a person of skills, abilities. You may even have career accolades with this, Eight of Pentacles, you know? Eight of Pentacles is a card of talent, skills, abilities, also progress in your career situation, okay? I don't know, promotion, could it be on the table? Certainly could with the Eight of Pentacles. It just feels like it's a little, something's like different here, right? Like it feels like you're wanting to do something new, especially with the Three of Wands. And when I say new, it's like, I think even maybe some of you are doing the same thing that you're staying in the same career field or path that you've always stayed in, but you're doing it like solo, or you're like going into business for yourself, something along this. But with the Three of Wands, it indicates growth and expansion into something that some of you may be looking at or contemplating here. Yeah, growth and expansion into something. So yeah, it's also an energy of adventure. I think my light's being a little funny. Sorry if you can see that. That's why I'm a little distracted right now. But anyway, yeah, growth and expansion into something with the Sun, which can really be something really, really nice for you. You then have the Chariot here. So number 7, the Chariot, into number 8, the Strength card. And then we have number 9, the Hermit, right? So 7, 8, 9. We've got this like progression of events that are happening for you during this period of time. And the Chariot is another card of success. So both the Chariot and the Strength card in some way, it's like having willpower or strength over a situation or over a difficulty. And I think that you definitely have that energy. Amazing. You have a 9, clarifying a 9 with the 9 of Pentacles on the Hermit. You have the 7 of Pentacles here, and then you also have the 5 of Swords. Okay, the 9 of Pentacles, you know, 9s refer to you. 9s refer to the self, something that you are doing for you, you know, in your situation. And the 9 of Pentacles, it can be financial independence, all right? 9s are a number of independence and standing on your own 2 feet, kind of doing something on your own. And you have that twice, okay? But it's really an energy of financial independence when you get the 9 of Pentacles here. So with the 7 of Pentacles also coming in, you know that whatever alternative path or situation that you're contemplating or looking at, it probably is going to be good in the long run. And you probably already know that as you have that 7 of Pentacles there with the King of Wands. 7 of Pentacles is like, is what I'm doing, in this case, is what I'm doing going to have staying power, you know? And it is possible here that this is what you're really, really giving it like a deep think towards. Okay, you're thinking very hard around. Is like, is this going to sustain me? You know, what does this look like? What does the spreadsheet, so to speak, of my life, of my current situation look like if I make this change? You know, you then have the 5 of Swords. Yeah, breaking free, breaking away from tradition, doing something completely different here. I would say that the 9 of Pentacles, it can also indicate that you may have a chance to enjoy some luxuries in life, okay, as this person's kind of figured it out. On the bottom, you have the Hanged Man again, right? We had the Hanged Man up here. At a certain point, right, like you're going to plant that tree, like eventually. So, yeah, this is definitely something that's showing up here. Why don't we go ahead and let's take a look at the Kipper cards for you here. See what's showing up in the Kipper energies at this time. All right. So you have concern. Yeah, you're thinking about this. Marriage, main male, adjudication, official person, and poverty. Okay. You know, I do think, I said there's a love timeline. If you're still here, it could really indicate like formal commitment showing up here with official person, adjudication, marriage, main male. This could be any gender. It's just like a main character in your life. So I see that there could be a formal offer of commitment here that's showing up. The concern card is simply that you are really, really thinking deeply about something. And I think it's kind of like logical as you do something a little different or take an alternative path, you know, to really contemplate something deeply. Poverty and Privileged Lady, I want to pull another card here. I was expecting the Expectation card, believe it or not. Yeah, it feels like maybe there's like, you're attaching an expectation to when this will happen or some sort of timeline. You may feel like this is happening on some certain timeline here. But I think you're in a really positive position with this Privileged Lady and official person. That's showing up here. So this is kind of what I see for you during this period of time, Scorpio. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll most certainly be talking to you again soon.